Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. It has been a while since I've done a video. The last 2, probably 3 weeks have just been absolute chaos. As you can tell, I am sitting in the 31. It is raining outside, so I'm not sure how good the audio is going to be. It's probably going to be a little bit fuzzy in the background, but it is raining outside. The reason I'm sitting in the 31 is there is a few things that need to be done post dyno. So if you watch any of my socials, you'll notice there has been a dyno session yesterday with, the easiest way to say it is mixed success. So there's a few little things that have to be done to this. The reason I'm also not working on it in the garage is because it is currently on the trailer and stuck on the trailer. So dyno was a success in the fact that we got to make noises like this. It was not a success in the fact that you'll notice there's something missing from here that was in there prior to going to the dyno. Unfortunately, the Haltech that I picked up has shit the bed. Not completely. As a whole, the unit is still good. We got it all set up, we got it going, and there was an issue where every time I've converted this to drive-by-wire, and every time you went to touch the throttle, put any kind of import into the throttle, the drive-by-wire would fault out. Talking to my tuner, he has seen something similar before. Effectively, on the board itself, the way it was explained to myself, there is 2 AVI chips. One specifically that controls AVI outputs 4 to 8, which are all the dedicated drive-by-wire AVI outputs. So what we can tell, or from what we can tell, is the chip that controls the AVI outputs for the drive-by-wire has shat the bed. What that means is we couldn't use the drive-by-wire at all. It has been set up for drive-by-wire, so you can't tune it if you haven't got a throttle. Thankfully, a huge thank you and props to Jacob and Joel out at Macarthur. Jacob was able to get a 2500 ECU, so the same as what I'm running in this, from one of his other cars, throw that in, load the base map, and it all worked fine. So we were able to continue with the tune. Feel little bits and pieces, the wideband shit the bed, not sure why. I had a look at it today. There was a bit of wiring, there's a few little wiring things that in my rush I may not have set up 100% correct. Not badly, just not sort of the best connection. I have fixed that, I've metered it, and connections look way better. I can't quite test it. I don't know how this unit works, so it obviously has the power that goes out to the wideband. I'm not sure if it's functional. It is now getting the right power to the connector that goes into the wideband controller. It's an old Platinum one, so it's not the new WB one or that sort of shit. It's an old Platinum one. So the connector that comes in here is getting the 12 volt or over 12 volts, like 12.7 off the battery now. It has got a old school OBD plug, CAN plug. That is going to go. I've got a little converter that's plugged in at the moment. It goes from that to a modern mini DTM connector or mini Deutsch connector. That is the CAN plug into the Haltech. I'm getting the 12 volts there. I can't see 12 volts coming out to the sensor, but I'm not sure if this has to be triggered in. This has to be plugged in to trigger it, to turn it on, etc. So hopefully this has fixed it. I won't be able to test it until if I get the ECU back. We'll get onto that in a sec. But yeah, that I may not have fixed that. There was an oil line fitting that leaked. No major drama. We kind of tweaked that up. It's still got a bit of a leak. I've got to just fix the fitting on it. I think it's just a shit cheap fitting. I'll replace those and hopefully fix that up. But other than that, the car ran amazing. In terms of the tune, exceedingly happy. Went in on the day looking for, if I got over 200 kilowatts at the rear, I was a happy boy. 250 was kind of the, I'd like to get that number. Like it's 250 kilowatts, it's 340 horsepower. Like, it's just a nice round number. Over 300, 250, like, I don't know, most of the guys with a similar sort of setup or equivalent, we're hitting about the 250 kilowatt mark. So in my mind, I kind of would be bummed if we didn't hit 250. We ended up 253 kilowatt, 631 Newton meters torque, at about 15.9, 16 PSI. So, beyond stoked with the numbers we got from it. Like, beyond stoked. I am so happy with the power that this thing makes now. I cannot wait to get it on the track and rip. Unfortunately, I couldn't give it a pre-trailer load up post dyno rip around the corner because I have absolutely zero brakes. I did drive it sort of out and sort of putted it around to the trailer, and good God, throttle is twitchy, response is brilliant. I'm beyond stoked. I know first driving or first couple of sessions, I'm most probably going to be an insane learning curve. I'm going to look like a complete newbie again because I'm going to have to completely learn this car again, which is both exciting and terrifying at the same time. But really, really happy. As I said, massive props to Jacob out at Macarthur. He got through everything for me. We had a whole bunch of dramas in the morning. Car wouldn't start. I was up to midnight the night before. I was supposed to get there at 9 o'clock for him so he could get it done during the day. I don't think I ended up getting down there till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We didn't leave there until about 7 o'clock at night. Had all kinds of dramas. He was remotely sending me some. I had sent him the base map. He remotely changed it and tweaked a few things to send it back, try and get it to start. We finally got there. There was massive dramas in the morning. There was timing issues and there was all sorts of just stupid shit going on. Just gremlins. Hashtag race car shit. Hashtag drifting things. But yeah, massive amount of gremlins. Massive thank you to Jacob for all his patience and his assistance and help and advice and guidance of how to get the damn thing started and going. But yeah, that was kind of where I kind of went, oh, there's something a bit weird here, because tested in the garage and the drive-by-wire worked once or twice before we started it. And then when I went to load on the trailer, I had no throttle. So I literally had Declan on the back pushing it, whilst it was hunting for throttle, or hunting for revs. So every time I'd go up, I'd come out on the clutch a little bit and basically just ride idle to sort of get a bit of power to get it up onto the trailer, and just kind of sent it. Declan shoved from the back, and we got there eventually. And the same getting it off there was kind of interesting. I sort of had to jump it down the trailer. But yeah, she's on. She works. I'll put a few clips of a few of the runs in here. I think we ended up with 100 and... We did a dual tune because I'm doing a flex fuel for 98 and E85. It will primarily be E85 run. I just wanted to do the 98 tune so that if, for instance, we went to Tamworth, Adelaide, somewhere that we don't know or aren't aware of, we run out of fuel. We can't get 85, whatever. Generally, you're going to be able to get 98 pretty much anywhere at a servo. That way, if something happens and we can't get 85, we run out of fuel, we can at least put 98 on it. Yes, we'll be down in power a little bit, but we can still run and still have a great time and still take part in whatever event we're going to, rather than just going, shit, we're out of fuel, that's it, we're done, go home. It's kind of a backup tune, but the backup tune still came out at the 98 tune. I think we peaked out. I'll put the numbers up down the bottom, so if I'm wrong, I'll have them down there. But I think it came out to about 197 kilowatt, 197, 198 kilowatt, and 440 Newton meters torque. That was at gate pressure, so 16. It was like 6 to 6.5 pound boost. So yeah, significant difference. I think we went from, first pull went from the 197-ish on the 98, and then first pull on 85 went to 195. Went to 27 or 217 or something. I remember just looking at it going, well, okay, we're done with 200, sweet, awesome. In terms of the actual dyno itself, it is as terrifying as I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, that every single power run or pull, it just, yeah, heart was in the throat the whole time, just looking at all the work that I put into it, just getting absolutely hammered. But yeah, really, really happy with how she held up. had a chat to Jacob afterwards. He reckons the engine looks really healthy. All the numbers look really good. The intercooler's kind of at its limits. Again, it was just a cheapo job that I picked up somewhere. I can't remember where. I think it was Facebook Marketplace. So God only knows, just some who flung brand. So there's a few things that I will sort of slowly upgrade. Things like the intercooler. The intercooler piping's sort of, it's not where I want it to be. I've kind of silicone hosed and just made shit work. I actually want to go through and do a nice Dyno proper custom sizing. So when I upgrade the intercooler, I'll probably do that at the same time. And just have a couple of sort of turbo to pipes to intercooler, and then on the other end to the intake, or the throttle body. So yeah, intercooler, it's still okay, but you could see on the numbers, as soon as it hit boost, the intake air temp kind of jumped up a fair bit. Still not bad, but it was noticeable that as soon as you got on boost, it jumped up. So the intercooler's kind of sitting at its limits. But outside of that, yeah, engine was really healthy, ran really good. Oil pressure, despite the fitting leaking slightly, oil pressure was great the whole way through the tune. Fuel's really good. Yeah, so a few things that need to be done to it. As I said, I suppose, elephant in the room. Okay, let's get to it. The Haltech, I've sent it off. So I did a claim repair form thing through the Haltech site. I sent it off. Australia Post kind of surprised me. I sent it off yesterday afternoon, reasonably late, and it arrived to them today. So I got the notification before to say my delivery's been completed and successful. So it is at Haltech now. What happens from here, I don't know. I think there's a minimum $90 bench test fee, which is whatever. Minimum $200 repair fee, regardless of what the repairs are. So if it's a 15-minute job, it's still $200. If it's a 5-minute job, it's still $200 minimum. It is an old ECU. When I flashed the base map onto it, I had to go back to the old Haltech software, the not NSP, the previous, the Elite EPS, I think it is, ESP. I had to go back to that, and the base tune was from like 2014 that was on it, the software. So it is an old ECU. It's a 10, 12-year-old ECU. So it has been sitting on the dude's shelf that I got it from for a very long time, which is potentially why, you could have gotten a bit of moisture in it, sitting on a shelf in the shed or in his garage, and just kind of corroded one of the terminals, and that's what's fried the chip. We don't know. Depending on what they find when they open it is going to depend on how much it costs, whether they can just replace that chip or whether they don't stock that part anymore, whether they have to do a whole board replacement. I don't know. Which, to be honest, is scaring the shit out of me, because they might come back and go, yeah, cool, it's going to be a couple of grand to replace it or to fix it. In which case, I don't know. That's gonna kill me. I do not have the budget for that. I'm hoping they come back and go, yeah, cool, it's just a chip replacement. Couple $100, $500, $600, $700 even, like whatever, I'll make that work. If it's a couple of grand, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. That's gonna hurt. If it's a couple of grand, I know I can get through a couple of my supporters through Macarthur or ModsDirect. That I know I've got a few places where I can get a new ECU reasonably cheap. Still not cheap, but reasonably cheap, which, depending on how much they charge for the repairs, may not be worth doing a repair, and may make more sense to get a whole new ECU. I don't know. I won't know until that's done. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So we'll wait for the Haltech to come back, and once it comes back, the car is ready to go. There's a few things I need to do, as I said. I still need to finish off the accessories. I need to get the lights on. I need to get the hazards working. I need to do the brakes because they don't exist at the moment. And I need to remount the hydro. That's kind of, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's sort of floating at the moment. I want to make a better bracket for that anyway, and I've got a smaller master cylinder. I've got the 3/4 inch on there at the moment, and I've got the smaller, is it 5/16? 5/16 or 5/8, whatever. I've got the smaller of the master cylinder to put on as well, just to see if that makes any difference to make it a bit easier to pull the rears. So there's a few little things I need to do prior to getting everything sort of finished. But in terms of the engine, literally ECU, plug in, load base map, and she's ready to rip. Like, there's nothing else to be done engine wise. Oil fitting, that'll take me 10 minutes, and clean up the oil that came out. But outside of that, she's literally ready to rip. So a few minor things to do, body and accessory wise, and then we just pray and hope and keep everything crossed that the ECU does not cost me an arm and a leg to get done. So yeah, that's where we're at. So successful, not successful, successful with an asterisk, with a caveat. But yeah, I'm beyond stoked of how the car performed, how the engine performed. Who knew I could actually rebuild a motor and not have it blow up on the dyno and still put out really good power. There is more power to get out of it. That is a very safe tune. Basically I want something that's just going to rip around South Circuit, North Circuit, Luddenham, Pheasantwood, wherever I want to take it. It's going to rip and it's not going to blow up on me after a couple of runs or need to rebuild after a couple of runs. So that's exactly where it's sitting, which is what Jacob tuned it for. So really, really stoked, really happy. Terrifying as shit watching the car on there, but God, it sounded good. Yeah, that's the other thing, the exhaust note. Woo, mwah! Love the new sound. The high mount manifold. Oh God, that sounds good. But yeah, I've been rambling for 15 minutes, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned. Keep an eye on the socials. Do all the like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of shit below. I am gonna be starting to put some merch out because, yeah, I need help paying for this shit. So support the channel, buy some merch. I've got some cool little drift tokens, review hangers and shit that I'm printing up out of the 3D printer to kind of put out as well. So keep an eye out, a few different things coming out. Hopefully Haltech's really nice to me and feels sorry for me and does me a deal, but we'll find out soon. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care. Bye.